Welcome to the Hamsey Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Paulo Navarro. Today is Thursday, August 16, 2012. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at 1,246. Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at 946. There were 36 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and non-new 52-week lows for the S&P 500. Pretty solid internals here for the market overall. For the volatility, we had 470,000 contracts traded on the VIX with 62 million in total premiums paid. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio in August, we saw a 4.29, which is a bullish reading with 11% of the total premiums paid. On September, a 0.68 with 45% of the total premiums paid, which is a neutral reading. And October, a 0.52 reading, which is neutral with 22% of the total premiums paid. Okay, here we have the daily chart for SPX. We had a great day today, 0.7% higher, 10 handles. Now we are at 14, 15, 50. Pretty good level here. We continue to be on the positive one, positive to Sigma channel, which is good. The market could stay here on this channel for a long time and we're rising. Our target we talked about 1420, 1430 next. We're going there, we're on the right track here, and CI now starting to turn the slope back higher again, which is good. Also, we have here CI diff popping up again, which is good here, and Sigma channel width now going higher as the market increase. The volatility is expanding, so that's good here overall. Let's get going for more targets on the 60-minute chart. We saw a breakout here in the morning. We talked about resistance number 1 at 1411. We broke that, and since then we just went up higher. Touch resistance number 2. That was right now for the weekly resistance 2 at 1417.45. We did not able to break that to the upside, but we're able to hold resistance number 1. Next level here we're watching is the 1427, which is weekly resistance number 3. We want to watch the CI here for the 60-minute chart. You could see how it increased pretty fast. Slope continues to be positive, which is good, but again we have a red CI on the 60 and daily chart, which is a warning sign. Not yet a selling sign, but also a warning sign here. On the downside, we're looking for the 1400 as the pivot, and that's the levels we're watching here on the 60-minute and daily chart. For SPY, daily chart, here we are, positive 1, positive 2 Sigma channel. We met the 42 target, 142 target we talked about. Now we're looking for the 143.34. Very interesting level here, the 143.34. If we look at a longer term chart here on the daily, we can see here that the highs for the year was around those levels. We're pretty close to making a new high on SPY. We just need to watch, make a little step further, and start taking out the highs for the year here. Pretty good pattern here, breakout on the daily chart. We were talking about this narrow range with low volatility. We broke it in the morning and we just kept going higher. Again, next target we're watching 143.34. That is the 2 sigma on the daily chart for SPY. Now going to the 60-minute chart for SPY. We broke weekly resistance number 1, number 2 again also today, and we're looking for the 142.70. That is the weekly resistance number 3. You could see it here. Pivot line 140.50. That's gonna be our stop here on the downside. CI also red, but slope is still positive, which is good. Now we're gonna look at a shorter term, only day range here to see what happened today. We could see here how we opened, sold off pretty high, made a gap fill, talked about it this morning, and after that we just rallied. After there was no coming back here, we just came back, almost finishing at the highs of the year, of the day, which was pretty good. We thought maybe we were going to sell off here. We saw a double top on SPY, and then just a little pullback into the close, but nothing big, finishing pretty solid here on the daily chart. Going now to GLD daily chart. Here we could see it, we broke 0.6 on the upside, which was good. We were up 0.6% today, almost $1. We're still on the same narrow range here. The one positive thing that we talked about was making higher lows. We're still trying to make higher lows from here. We talked about this yesterday, still making higher lows here on the market for gold. We want to break here to the upside, go and test this 160 level, which is the 200-day moving average, but we need a breakout above the 158.5 level to do that. On the moving averages for GLD, today we broke the 100-day moving average to the upside, and we do want to continue the way up, because we could see here that we have an upward trend line here, but we're also making here a downward trend line. We're in a triangle right now, getting pretty tight volatility. It is acting as resistance pretty good, and support also. We broke the 100-day moving average. We want to make a higher high above 158, maybe break this trend line that I just talked about. We could make it better here, more visible. Here we're just looking at the triangle we just talked about. Break that 158, go on, try the 159.44, 150-day moving average, and then come and test this trend line to the downside, maybe for it to get a confirmation of the breakout we're getting. Still, we have the 200-day moving average now starting to point down, which is not positive, and also we mentioned that the 50-day moving average is also going lower. We want this pattern to unfold, either go and break to the upside, test the 200-day moving average, 160, maybe try to break it after a couple of tries, or break to the downside, break this 155 level, and come here and test the lows at 150, 149. We just want gold to go either way to get some more clarity here. We just wait and watch what we're getting here. But the range, as I just mentioned, is getting pretty tight right now. Maybe we're getting close to a breakout or breakdown on GLD. Now let's talk about the Russell ETF. Here we have the Russell ETF. Today we have a very good day, up 1%. This is the Russell 2000 ETF IWM. We're at positive 2 sigma 81 right now, and as you can see here, we're trying to break these highs that we made here around 82. So our target here would be a breakout of 82, maybe go and test even higher highs, and if we are able to get that, come here and test the highs of the year we had around here of 84, 85, we could call it that. But still, you could see how volatility is pretty tight here. 84 does not look that we have that on the card so far. That would be around a 4-5 sigma. That does not happen here on the daily chart short term. So for here, from now on, we're looking for 82.5, just a breakout from this pattern here, this top. The 200-day moving average, pretty close to the pivot line, to the 0 sigma, 78.80, 78.70. That's gonna be the resistance and the support on the downside. We need to hold those levels and get the risk on going here. Here we have the daily chart for VIX. Today we have another down 2.3%, 1429 closed. We continue to be on the -1, -2 sigma channel. We tried to break that channel today, but we did close down. We have an outside day reversal also on the VIX, which continues to show that the market is pleasant here, complacent, not much volatility, intraday action, pretty good levels on the VIX. 15, 14 are pretty good and stable levels. As I mentioned yesterday or the day before, we can stay here on these levels for a long time. It doesn't mean that we just got a top here. Last chart we're gonna look at is the number of 52-week highs and 52-week lows for the S&P 500. Here you could see we had 36 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500. No new 52-week lows. Pretty good market internals here so far. This is the daily chart, but if we go to the weekly, we will look at that tomorrow. But the market looks pretty solid, pretty comfortable here at the 1400 level and above. We have a special offer by TradeStation. Get your HAMSI Analytics proprietary indicators paid by TradeStation. Contact Active Traders office in Chicago, Peter Albino, at the number listed below. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.